Hello, good day, viewers, friends, colleagues. Welcome to my faculty series video. I am still your friend, Dr. Akpoja James, an adjunct faculty member at Emmanuel University, North Carolina, in the United States. Today I want us to take a time off from the topical presentations that we've had in the past and look at something very essential, very fascinating, and essential class concepts of summarizing the class. It is noteworthy that effectively summarizing the class involves a synopsis of the main points, key takeaways, and concepts discussed during class sessions. A properly summarized class leaves an indelible mark in the minds of the students. The following tips should be considered by a faculty member when summarizing a class. 1. Review notes. Review your notes. And what does that mean? Quickly scan through the lecture notes, the handouts, the materials used in the class, any presentation item, and check the notes to identify key concepts and pinpoint the central ideas, theoretical framework, or principles covered in the class. Faculty should focus on the main points in summary to determine the primary points made during the lecture, including any critical arguments or findings and observations that was reached during the class. 2. Highlight key terms. Faculty should use the opportunity of this summary to highlight key terms. Highlight important definition, formulae, terminologies introduced during the class or during the lecture, and organize them chronologically. The essential themes should be followed by summarizing the materials in the order of presentation and try to summarize them together in the class to help the student to follow a logical flow. Ensure you use clear language to avoid using jargon or technical terms that might confuse the students the more. Don't forget, you are summarizing. Be concise and focus on essential information at this time. 3. Use visual aids. It is another opportunity for you to introduce visual aids. Faculty should consider the use of diagrams, for instance, in the class. Flowcharts or concept maps on the board, and try to present, either you presenting digitally or presenting physically in the class. You can project these things, concepts, maps, flowcharts, diagrams on the board to illustrate and iterate complex concepts that you've used during the class. Try to break them down this time. Encourage the student to participate by asking them to contribute to the summary. Let the student contribute to the summary. That's the way to figure out if they've been following up, if they've really comprehended. Ask them to contribute to the summary. At this stage, you've been able to break down everything. Let them contribute at this stage. Ask them to provide additional insights that they understand, or the way they understand it, or how they understand it. They could illustrate with anything, whatever they feel comfortable with. Then do not leave the class without providing additional resources. Don't forget that students will leave the class to attend to some other very important engagements So the only way you can bring them back is leaving them with very essential resources, additional resources that relate to your lecture, that relates to your engagement with them. Allow them to further explore this topic by reading wide. Present them with so many other challenges that they could look at, even things that might probably might not be part of what you've treated in the class, something that they could relate with in the words, things that are topical. Bring out events that relates to your topic and ask them to go study that event. It could be quite interesting for students when you give them things they can relate with. Ensure you achieve closure by suggesting supplementary materials or references for further learning. As a faculty, don't forget, you must always refer them to something. Ensure there is a basis, there is something they fall back to. In conclusion, I want to assure you that faculty members who followed these steps can create comprehensive, reliable, and useful summary that reinforces students' understanding and retention of the materials to make the class ever exciting and memorable. You leave the students in a condition where they say, wow, we'd like to go back to this class again. We'd like to see this faculty again. We'd like to interact with this faculty again. We'd like to understand and work with this faculty again. They look forward to your next class. Summarization of the class is as important as every other topic that you've taken throughout the course. So take it seriously. And as you do that, I assure you that you would have created a classroom that students will always want to look up to. You'd have created an atmosphere that will be so fascinating that students will always want to relate to. You would have created an atmosphere of a friendly atmosphere. When they see you, they joke. They try to relate easily with you. You see it all over them when they're happy. When students are happy, or when learners are happy, you get to see it all over them. And you know what? That will really transform their minds, transform them, will help them more. Okay, that even after the class, your knowledge will live much more after. So thank you so much for staying with me again today. And I appreciate your following up with these videos, with this series. And I assure you we'll continue to come up with these intriguing topics so that together we can build a better world where everyone is a champion. Until I see you again in my next video, thank you so much and stay blessed.